use it, but we captured it.
You ordered it like retail or something picture.
He did. Both of us did. Yeah. I didn't really do that much because because we know he didn't, but he was speaking for a while.
Like if things that it has to be like very timely.
Actually, come here.
Yesterday I was sitting down and trying to capture my time as well. Oh. 他也精彩了。Like for you also right have to read like not far away with that.
Actually, yeah, I can do this right.
What happened?
Yeah, can you? So should we sit down?
Let's have to try with the Disney channel and see how.
Huh?
Try with the Disney channel and see how.
Try what?
Try with the Disney channel.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's so odd for me to do it as well. And I was doing it with my friend, the other friend. It was so nice because I didn't have to do anything. It's so strange when I have to do something and I know what I'm doing. Are you ready, Arun?
Yeah, what should I do?
Just sit down.
1 second.
Read. Yeah, 2016.
1 second. Okay.
Move back. Wait, how big is your table?
It's pretty okay. Okay,
Okay,
fine.
move the laptop all the way back. Slowly.
But I told you the same limitation will happen.
What limitation?
About the stretching of the wire.
Oh. Okay, can you see how much? You can see how much. Okay, whatever you can see from me, right? Can you do that much?
Yeah.
A bit further. Move the laptop back, yeah. All the way back, yeah.
Yeah.
This is good enough? This is good enough, right?
Okay.
Can you move it any more back?
Nope.
Okay,
Maths back.
that's fine. Okay. Do you remember the Jackie Chan video?
Yeah.
Huh?
Wait, one day already.
Oh yeah, fine. Wait. Talk about other stuff or what?
Oh, and then speaking English also, but I need to practice the studio. Watch the video again. Yeah.
So make him watch the video again.
Yeah.
Okay, Arun. Can you watch the Jackie Chan video again? Just the first 2 minutes.
You also.
Okay, 1 second.
You also.
I saw yesterday do it, so.
You remember? Why you so lazy? I mean, you have to reach out anyway, right? And then you
But
watch
they're
it
not
anyway.
really.
Okay, I'm watching it right now.
Not really. Fine, I'll just.
I'm watching it right
For
now.
yourself.
Okay, watch the first 2 minutes.
Okay.
Done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who?
You.
Dude. Fine. Yeah, tell me. Just like describe the video. What did you see?
In English?
Yeah, in English. Yeah, this whole conversation should be in English. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, Jackie Chan enters this place and he's trying to find the woman's brother. He's talking to this woman and he's trying to somehow claim innocence in front of someone, and he believes that her brother is someone who can prove his innocence. But these guys just suspect him, and then there's a henchman somewhere. I don't know who that guy is. They're like, no, let's beat this guy up, and this guy is just trying to save himself. So then they start fighting with sticks. They throw stuff at him, chairs, tables. He dodges them, and they just keep running around, fighting a little bit, and then finally, at the end of 2 minutes, I think he just climbs the upper floor. Uh, that's it. And I guess furthermore, they'll be fighting more upstairs.
Okay. So I'll tell you what I saw.
Okay.
So Jackson enters this place, and then he's like desperately looking for somebody, and then um yeah. So the other people accuse him of something, and he's like, "Don't just hear me out." And then he and then the lady says that he's a culprit or something, but he's like, "Hear me out." Then somebody asks him why. He's like, "I want to meet this her brother because the brother is the only one who can prove my innocence, right?"
Yeah.
So then he's like, "Yeah," but then the other guys are like, "Let's beat him up," and then they start throwing chairs at him. Uh, and then he picks up a chair, then he flings it, then there's a fight scene, and then he's like climbing across something, and then people hit him with poles. Yeah, basically all that.
Okay.
Cool, cool.
Let's try the. I thought like at the end he did like something I don't know.
That was nothing. You're just picking up something else.
So you want to stand up? You don't stand up, well.
I think, how can we test, like, prime him to shake hands? Can you stand up?
Okay, from the previous session experience, like I've been talked like for a long time and I guess standing up also must it make him not comfortable so eventually he just okay, stand up like
Okay. Arun, did you hear what I said?
No.
Okay, cool. So, like last time, stand up.
1 second, just a second. One second. Okay.
Do I should stand up? Should I stand up as well?
yeah lah.
Okay. All right.
1 second.
Yeah.
It's too dark, right?
Okay.
Is it okay?
You can see it.
Actually, one more. Interesting. Is it too right? It's better, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Move back.
This is the max I can go.
Okay, tilt the screen forward then.
Yeah. One second, just a little bit. That's it. Yeah. This is the max.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Oh, cool.
Okay. So now, do you remember the? Okay. Can you watch the Tom and Jerry video?
Daily Motion, I think, right? No, or which one?
No,
The
that's
last one.
YouTube. It's
Yeah, I think
YouTube,
it.
I think.
Yeah. Okay.
You do watch it.
No, I just.
This one, this 30 minutes, around.
I remember it so well. I have to like go down. Arun,
Yeah.
are you using speakers to play the video?
No, I'm just listening to earphones.
Hmm. I can hear all the. I can hear all the audio. I don't know how that works. Is it like coming out of the earphone or something?
No, it should not.
I can hear the videos you're playing. That's why.
Oh, wait. Now?
Yeah, still
Oh,
quiet.
I don't know
Anyway,
why.
that doesn't matter. It's fine. Doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. They're done.
Can you hear the video I'm playing?
No,
You can't?
no. Okay.
1 second.
So,
Okay, yeah. Describe the video.
so basically, there's Tom, there's Jerry, and initially Jerry tries to prank Tom by kicking a frog in his drink while he's sleeping, and somehow he sucks. He drinks the drink, and the frog is inside his stomach, and the frog starts jumping and starts creating a ruckus, and he messes around with his body. Then Tom tries to come back at Jerry, but Jerry throws a lawnmower at him, and that fucks him up once. And then once Tom is sleeping, and he puts a hook and tries to make a catapult out of the hammock and sends him flying. So Tom goes and finally crashes in the ocean. And he decides to take revenge. He has a bat. He has a bat in his hand. But Jerry sees this coming, so he purposefully puts that bulldog on the hammock by throwing like a bone to lure it. And then Tom comes, wraps the hammock up, and starts beating this guy. And later realizes that it cannot be Jerry because he gets that collar belt and sees that it's basically his dog, and the dog thrashes him. And they become a slave, basically. Tom becomes a slave after that.
Okay. Wait, Tom. Okay, okay, cool. Cool. Okay, so I'll describe what I saw now.
Okay.
So, this is like a Tom and Jerry episode, and so yeah, Tom is drinking milk or a juice or something, and then Jerry comes along, and then he kicks a frog into Tom's drink, and the frog goes into Tom's drink, and then Tom doesn't know that, so when he's drinking, the frog enters his body and then goes to his stomach, and then the frog starts jumping in the stomach or in the body, so Tom starts jumping as well. And he jumps under the frog's influence, and then he jumps until he falls into the pond, and then the frog comes out. And then when Tom discovers this, he chases after Jerry, and then Jerry with the lawnmower he mows Tom. Well, Tom is in a hammock, and then Tom gets his like weird shape. Uh, and seeing this, then yeah, Tom then goes back and sees in the hammock, I think. And then Jerry cuts the string, so then Tom flies. He sees like an airplane, then he sees like a bird, and then he falls down, and then he cracks. And then I think he has a bat. He has a bat. So then he runs back home, and as he runs back home, he thinks that Jerry is sleeping on the hammock. So he ties up the hammock, and then he starts beating up whoever's in it. But actually, there's a bulldog inside it. I think there's a bulldog. So he beats the bulldog up. And when he puts his hand inside, he sees like a collar, and then he tries to see who's wearing the collar. And then he sees that, oh, it's not Jerry, it can't be Jerry. So is it the dog? Yeah, then it's the dog. Then he's surprised. He's not surprised. He's shocked. He's not shocked also, but yeah. Then the dog comes out and then sees Tom, and then he beats up Tom. And then in the end, the last scene is that the dog and Jerry are lying on the hammock, and then Tom is like a slave. Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
There's a lot of noise from your end. Is that okay?
Yeah, just 1 second, just a second. Is it done now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Can you watch the Tweety Bird?
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, I got it, Daily Motion.
But the funny thing is, like, I can hear it. No, I think it's your phone. I could hear everything. Yeah. I'm so surprised.
Okay.
Done?
Yeah.
I watched. Cool. Can you describe the video?
Yeah.
Imagine describe it like a small kid. I'm interested in all the narrative events, all the stories.
Okay. So basically, there's a this cat, and he sees this Tweety bird somewhere on a windowsill, and he decides, okay, I want this. So it's funny because initially he's watching the Tweety with a binocular, and he thinks that he'll just go and snoop. But the bird's also seen him using the same similar binoculars and all, and now they both are there. So initially he goes inside. He's like very excited and he runs inside the building. Basically, Tweety is in some building apartments, and but he's not aware that cats and dogs are not allowed. So as soon as he enters, he gets thrashed and gets kicked out, and we see him beaten up, fallen near the trash. So then he decides, okay, let me do something else. Let me not enter through the main door. I'll enter some Snoopy. I'll just secretively enter. So Tweety is busy singing, and we suddenly see Sylvester, the dog Sylvester, near the windowsill, waiting for her to finish. He's like just trying to, choreo and stuff. And suddenly Tweety realizes, and then she starts screaming for help. And then Tweety goes inside the house, I think. And then suddenly this guy also goes inside the house to search, but the grandma thrashes this guy and kicks him out. And finally, he does another attempt in which he tries to go up the pipe, the exhaust pipe, and thinking no one will see him, but Tweety sees him, and she takes like a bowling a ball, a thick bowling, a big, hard and heavy bowling ball, and drops it down the opening of the pipe, and it goes through the pipe and goes inside Sylvester's mouth and like stomach and all. And he's all heavy, and the ball pushes him out of the pipe, and obviously for dramatic reasons, there's like a bowling alley, goes and crashes in it. So he gets thrashed another.
Nice, nice. Very observant, very detailed. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So I'll try to recount what I saw. Um. So you know Looney Tunes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So there's two characters in Looney Tunes: Sylvester the cat and Tweety the bird. There's a common trope that Sylvester is always trying to chase chase Tweety and try to eat Tweety. I don't know actually. I'm not sure if he wants to eat out, but so he's looking through the binoculars from the bird watching society. I think he goes to the bird watching society so that he gets access to binoculars.
Okay.
And then he tries to enter the building, but when he goes in, he later realizes that there's no cats and dogs allowed, so he gets trashed and he's thrown out the building. So
Yeah.
he's trying to think of like other ways that he can enter the building. So then he considers like climbing the pipe. I think it's an exhaust pipe or something.
Yeah.
To Tweety's house, and so he's climbing the pipe. And when he reaches the top, and then he's like looking at Tweety, and then Tweety cries help, and then the grandma comes, and the grandma beats the cat Sylvester, and Sylvester falls all the way down. Then the cat thinks of another way to like grab Tweety. So he thinks that that no one can see him when he goes through the pipe. So he goes through the pipe all the way up. But Tweety sees him doing this, so Tweety grabs a bowling ball and puts it down the pipe, and then the bowling ball goes all the way down. I think, yeah. So it goes into the cat's mouth. So Sylvester eats the ball, and then and because the ball's heavy, he goes all the way down through the pipe and out the pipe into the bowling alley, and then we see like a noise, yeah, of the bowling pins crashing.
Okay.
Cool. Nice. Oh yeah. You mentioned yesterday that you know how to no day before yesterday that you know how to cook pasta, right?
Yeah.
What was that? What kind of pasta was it again?
Just red pasta.
Wait, do you put any meat inside or is it vegetarian?
No, vegetarian.
Huh?
Vegetarian.
Okay, cool. Can you describe the yo? One second. Yeah. Yeah. Can you describe the how to make the dish?
Okay, 1 second. So you want me to describe pasta and then after that digestive system again?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But just do the pasta now. Like, how would you prepare the pasta? Like, basically, like, if you were explaining it to mommy, how would you?
Okay. Okay, so for pasta, what we require is we can make red pasta, and for red pasta we would need any pasta thing. Let's go for penne. And now we need red, so we
It doesn't
need some.
matter what pasta you use, right? Actually, does it?
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So as far as at least I'm not aware. I think anything will do. So then we take tomatoes and we make a puree out of them. And we need to try to marinate and get this fusion of the puree inside the pasta so that it should get tangy. So what we do is we first make a puree and we have pasta and we boil the pasta. And once it's boiled, we try to put the puree inside and try to stir with it. And using a little water also. Puree is basically paste, mashed tomatoes and a lot of water. So when we see that the water is getting evaporated and gets like a little thick gravy-ish, we start adding a fresh cream. People use Amul fresh cream. I think Amul fresh cream is a good thing. And you apply and you put Amul fresh cream and you try to stir with it, and you can see it getting creamier. So also to make it a little garnishing and exotic, you can cut like capsicum. You can cut green, yellow, red, and look a little good, exciting. And coriander spices are welcome. And actually in India we call it garam masala, but there's this popular thing called as magic masala by Maggi. You can try that. You can put that. And that'll it's like a taste enhancer, and that's one thing. And yeah, so basically try to stir the pasta and try to ensure that consistency is maintained. To maintain consistency, keep heating it and adding cream and water in the meanwhile process to ensure that it's always at that level of thickness or gravy or whatever. It should be consistent all the time while you're preparing. So add lots of cream and keep
So
stirring.
this is just like what is there in the pot right now? It's just like penne, the
This paneer,
cream.
this cream, this water, this tomato puree, and now you've
Okay.
added
Okay. Masala.
capsicum, the vegetables, and now you've
Oh,
added
okay,
spices
okay, okay,
later.
okay, okay,
And keep start stirring it.
okay.
That's it. You wait
When
for a
you,
while.
how do you know
Once
it's
it's
done?
it's done when you can smell the aroma and stuff like that. You can keep tasting in the between also whether the it has been infused in it. The flavors have been infused, and you can keep tasting it meanwhile.
Okay.
And when you want to let it cook at the end, you can help it cook it using steam by heating it and then just covering the pan, and then it'll cook on its own. Some steam, and then you can 5-10 minutes, and then you can remove it.
Okay.
5-10 minutes is a lot.
5 minutes after you it's done cooking,
Almost
you mean?
done stirring. Yeah,
Oh,
done
done
mixing.
stirring. Okay, okay, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then can you describe like the digestion process after that?
So okay. 1 second. Okay, so when we eat food, we want energy out of the food. We eat food for energy. We want food for using that and extracting the energy to do all our body works. Every machine requires some energy. So food has some energy that our body tries to break down and extract energy out of it through all of its different parts. So that part is called the entire system is called the digestive system of the body. So when we eat food, there's a pipe which sends all the food along with water, air, and all that. It sends down to a chamber called as the stomach, and the stomach is where most of the breaking down happens. Actually, some of it is broken down in the teeth also. You try to squish it, bite it,
Okay.
saliva acts a little bit. So a human bodies are not able to extract food or energy out of like solid food. So we need to mash it up, beat it up, water it, and make it very gooey, make it very semi-solid dish. So the more we're able to infuse it in water, dissolve the stuff in water, the more it's easier to absorb because it's all micro level now. So the stomach has a lot of acids in it, and the acid acts on the food and tries to anything harsh, coarse gets like broken down into, and it gets a lot more softer. Softer, you can squish it in hand and all. Then what you can do is some things are not digestible by the stomach juices. So there are other organs which pump in their own juices in the stomach. So every kind of food has a particular kind of juice acid that acts upon it very nicely. So all of that, all of these people, all of these stuff in our body, they send all of the juices to the stomach and it gets broken down. So now our food is in a state, it has been completely broken down, it's mashed, it has, and nothing is hard, all the proteins have been. So on a molecular level, proteins need to be broken down because they're hard. So all these things happen and we try to break it down into very smaller blocks that the bodies and cells and every part of our body can absorb. Otherwise they could not have. So now after all this pulp is beaten all, the food goes to two things. One is called a large intestine and a small intestine. Actually small intestine first and the large intestine. Small intestine is basically some kilometer long. I think it's a kilometer long. It's a very long piece of path for the food to move around. Be like hundreds of meters actually. So throughout the walls of the intestine are like small absorbing things which when the food travels, let's say it travels along this pipe, and throughout this passage we'll try to extract some stuff from it perpendicularly. So in that process, as much nutrients as we can, we'll try to extract out of it. So it's a long passage. So if someone misses it, someone else will get it. Some other part of it will get it. And finally, we've extracted most of it, but it's like garbage shit, like structure that you can't extract, called fiber. And so the large intestine is basically absorbs all the water, and whatever trash is left, it's like all the nutrients that we cannot get out of it, we chug it out through poop.
Okay, cool. Nice, yeah, very detailed. Okay, so wait, let me try to explain uh, the dish that I can make. What dish was I explaining you last time?
Squid,
Oh, yeah, squid. Yeah, yeah. Have you ever eaten squid
Yeah.
in college or outside?
No, outside. No, not in college.
Like in Hyderabad?
Yeah. Hyderabad and Bangalore.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I think seafood is quite nice. So squid is yeah, like I was telling you last time, like squid's like there's actually a lot of kind of sizes, but like the ones that I make are like this big, and there are a lot of tentacles.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's a big part of the body as well, which is like this hollow. There's not too much inside.
Okay.
That's how you can make like. Have you seen like squid rings?
That's the tentacles, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's basically hollow inside.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So imagine you can cut the body open.
Actually, I've eaten squid rings only.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, like it's the body is also like that. Like all the texture is like that. So you cut it open and then it flattens it out, and then you peel there's like a layer on it. I don't know what it is. It's like a skin or something, translucent. So you peel that out, transparent actually. So you peel it out, and then you slice it into pieces. So you like small squares and stuff.
Hmm.
And you chop the head out and you squeeze the ink, the eyeballs. I think there's like ink inside it or something. Yeah. I think
Okay.
we always like take the head out, and then the body you just like slice it, and then you boil a bowl of water, and then in that you put like tomatoes. You can put broccoli, I don't know if I put onions. Yeah, broccoli, tomatoes. Actually, that's pretty good already. Put a bit of salt, and put the squid inside it, and then put fish sauce into the squid. That's how you like marinate the squid a bit,
Okay.
like with fish. Have you eaten fish sauce before?
Fish what?
Fish sauce.
Fish sauce.
Sauce, yeah. We
Oh,
trade.
I don't know.
It's very common in Southeast Asia.
Okay.
It's like a bit sour, but it's very nice.
Why is it called fish sauce? Is it like extracted from fishes?
Is fish sauce extracted from fishes? I mean, like, what else is it in?
Just fish. And then you just put it inside the box that is like carrot or whatever.
Oh,
Microorganism. Like organism.
yeah. So it's like you extract something from a fish, is it? Or is it the fish itself?
So the fish, then you will let it stay there, and then the microorganisms will like eat the seed and then it will feed the sauce.
Oh, did you hear what my friend said?
No, I can't hear him too well.
Okay. So you put the fish inside some container or something, and all the microorganisms when they decay or like They consume the fish. They release stuff.
Okay.
All
Okay.
those
Okay.
stuff is in fish sauce, right? Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
It's really good. Maybe I can try to get some home. So
Okay.
you marinate squid with that, and then you put it inside the boiling pan, a bowl, and you let it boil until I think you see like color change. It turns from like white to like pinkish, right? Yeah,
Okay.
pinkish, purplish, yeah. And then it's ready, and then you can like eat it with rice. That's how it's usually eaten.
Okay.
Yeah. You should, if there's a lot of seafood available in your place, right?
Not in this place actually. Here, seafood is what, just fish, salty and thing. Maybe prawns a little bit.
Oh, okay. Do you eat prawns?
No, I don't like prawns.
Oh, you don't like it? Okay. Cool.
I just
But
like fish and chicken.
okay. There's a lot of prawns here. We make a lot of prawns. It's pretty good as well.
Okay.
Um, cool. So let me tell you how
You
much
call that shrimp also, right? Or is it different?
I actually don't know what's the difference between shrimp and prawn. I think it's shrimp is like a larger prawn. I think there's some biological difference. I really don't know.
Ask them.
Do you know what the difference between shrimp and prawn is? Do you know the difference between shrimp and prawn? Yeah. Yeah.
It's one of like very good.
They're two different species actually.
Okay.
I think species, but
Yeah.
there's also a lot of species of prawns, right? Okay, so
Okay,
prawns
fine. They're one level higher than what I don't know what that is. Genus.
prawns have claws on three of their five pairs of legs. Shrimps have claws on two of their five pairs of legs.
Oh, and that's
Like they have like
substantial.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs.
Yeah.
And shrimps have claws. They've got the three claws. But cooking wise,
It looks the same too, right? Like it's,
I got a lot.
okay.
They taste about the same. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So when you let's say eat the food, so
Yeah.
let's say when you eat the food, the first step is your mouth, so where like the first stage of digestion happens. And
Okay.
what's happening is like two things. One is chemical and physical. Physical is your teeth like breaking down the food into like smaller chunks that can be digested. Chemical and the saliva basically breaks down carbohydrates.
Okay.
Uh, and then the food goes down through your esophagus, the food pipe, all the way down, and like constricts, dilates, so that it goes down. And then the stomach, with all the stomach juices, it breaks down further. I think that it takes about like 2 hours in the stomach. I think the food stays for like 2 hours in the stomach. It's an acidic environment. All the bacteria gets killed, I think. And then from there it goes to the small intestine, which is like a really long tube. It's like coiled in your body, and then where like more nutrients get extracted. Uh, and yeah, so after the food passes through all the intestine, I think it takes like hours, maybe five. Like I think it's 6 to 7 hours, maybe longer for like heavier content like meat. And then it goes to the long intestine.
I
And
think
long,
they say that meat takes like a full 24 hours to completely,
I've heard that.
right?
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, yeah, possibly.
Yeah, just heard. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what part of the body is like.
No,
Yeah,
it's basically it makes sense because protein-rich foods are harder to break down.
break down, right? Yeah, 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 yeah. Because like vegetables are a lot of water content anyway, and carbohydrates are very simple sugars. Most of them are.
True, true, exactly.
So then in the so after it exits the small intestine where a lot of nutrients are extracted, then it goes to the large intestine, which is like, I think around the small intestine, like enclosing it, like where mostly a lot of water is extracted from the large intestine, and a lot of like, I don't know what else is extracted, but like all the water is extracted in the large intestine, I think. That is used in the small intestine. It's all extracted out in the large intestine, and all the fibrous content and everything gets ejected out after it finishes the large intestine through your rectum.
Cool.
Okay.
This kind of
Hmm?
this
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
then the last one is
The family.
the last
Yeah. Wait.
so you're in Singapore. I think most of they used to run to compare the exact same thing.
Wait. Okay.
But you too. I mean, if you have like new stuff, then you can add now.
Actually, I think this is fine because it's not the same content that we're describing. Yeah. Yeah. Can you tell me about the time when I left home to come to Singapore? How was your experience like?
Is this the last thing?
Yeah, this is the last thing.
Okay. Can you actually give me a minute? I'll just come back.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Okay. Fine.
You have uploaded the video, right?
I haven't. You want me to upload it?
Yeah, upload lah. But how? You need to extract them somehow, right? Into like side by side.
I can.
But then like not like the side by side you showed us the other day, because that one by the side just kind of.
Huh? Really?
Yeah. I mean the video is like that horizontal, right? And then even when you put two video, it's still on that side. Of course, the side must be.
Okay, I'll show you later. We can see.
It should be like there should be like some black bar like here out.
Up, side. Up. Yeah. But I mean, I prefer speed. You can do it.
Yeah, try
I
it.
mean, this is a rectangular view anyway.
So you can see lah.
Then move.
Anyway.
How's it going, Walter?
So I'm writing out instructions for this. Like I revisit a lot of earlier. It's all nice for like certification or activism. One thing interesting that I talked about was different languages to exam training. I realized that the suggestions that mostly time I'm looking at all the data collection video here and the sample part analysis. I noticed that each time in the video, right, you do the same gestures but tagging my education and then whether what the gestures are timed to make it so like if I'm not wrong, either hold control and type, something like that. Include what type. I'm not sure for Aurea or I can't remember it. But like I think the gestures are the same. It's like time for Aurea and it's otherwise yeah, so for now I just I can't think I'm there, but like oh yeah, we gotta do more like the discussion.
I mean, if I find anything interesting on here, I can bring it up and then you can see if you can find the same thing in English. If you find anything interesting in English, they can try to see if you can find the same thing. Or what is the comparison for that?
Okay. I think it would be nice if are you all free on Wednesday? Can we finish up this on Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, after the exam Monday, I think we can be up. I don't know, a few more times after that, like Wednesday must be time.
Actually, I'm more free on Saturday.
On Saturday, Sunday.
But you're not busy on Saturday.
I'm not sure if I'm free. So we can do Saturday, Sunday. But
If you're busy, then try to do it.
no, I can't confirm if I'm busy. So then like Saturday. Saturday. Yeah. We'll see how. But yeah. I'll look at it. Anyway, I guess only meeting we can come to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the last time. So I got everything.
I remember the barbecue.
We're not doing the whole hour. Although I can gym.
Gym on Wednesday.
Monday is okay.
I went gym today was not overhead press.
Oh,
I can't. No, I can't.
Oh, that's
But like, I can't do it on Wednesday. I'm the same weight I'm getting.
What are you strong in? Yeah. What are you strong in? Oh yeah, I saw you before.
I know you recommended me another program, but I want to stick to this. I want to do this for like it.
Oh, but you're tattooing already, right?
Only for that.
Only for.
I mean, it's not tattoo because it's not a heavy weight. I think I'm not strong enough.
But that's a tattoo if you can't hit the heavy weight.
Oh, just for that heavy weight.
Okay, then maybe more. Yeah. Yeah, maybe fine. Yeah, you can feel the strong probably not, but I suggest not staying for maybe 6 months. Yeah, definitely not done 6 months. Okay, so I'm concerned. Yeah, like it's not so yeah. Okay, surely for design for expensive. Yeah, some are more fun. Like I feel having before, but I would like to keep that video. Yeah.
Hello?
Actually, so like in December I won't have that question. I'm not sure. I can you do one week? I can try. You can look out for those full body workout programs. It's not as good as the 3 times a week one, but you work out your whole body. You can do one. Okay. Yeah, it's only meant to like maintain your dance, not to grow. Actually, yeah. Yeah, since I'm traveling, then obviously I can't. Yeah, okay. Because like if you do, like that. Okay. Let's finish it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
One
once we're
second.
done.
Give me a second. I will just explain that, no?
Yeah, once we're done with this, we're done basically.
Okay, yeah. Cool. Give me a second.
What else are you doing these days besides studying? You doing theater?
No, not yet. No, not actually. I'm just doing prepping for my placements. So companies are coming up, writing tests and stuff, and doing my master's thesis project actually. This is that Mintra work that I used to do there, so I'm still continuing that. So solving a research problem, and the Mintra, I'm collaborating with Mintra. I told you that grant thing, right?
What grant?
So Mintra is granted. I'm doing my master's project under Mintra guidance.
How much?
So
How much are they giving the institute?
not yet. They're still finalizing the thing. Work has started, but the funding will not come yet. So that'll come soon.
How many people are working on it?
Just me and my professor.
Oh, professor in NUS, in IIT.
Yeah. It's a collaboration. So there's a researcher in Mintra, and there's me, and there's my professor here.
So the professor agreed to like take on this research project.
Exactly.
That's very. Is that very uncommon or is that very common?
I don't know actually, but it's not too uncommon actually. People. So, anyways, professors do industry consulting, right?
Yeah.
So this is one of that in which I am the student who's working on the consulting project.
I see.
Generally these kind of sponsored projects by the industry happens for like it's a long term project. Could be like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. It's a proper grant and like PhDs
Yeah.
work on it and
Yeah.
stuff like that. In my case, I don't know how it's going to pan out like because I'll probably just once it finishes me, it'll be probably over. So that's how I think. I don't know.
So do you get paid for it?
No, I will though not yet. Once my professor gets the funding, he'll pay me.
Oh, okay. How much?
I think he said 25K a month, but depends on how much he's actually getting, right? We don't know how much money is coming out.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's start.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, just describe how it was like when I left. What were your experiences like in school? How was your secondary school
Okay.
life like?
Okay.
Your high school life like?
Okay. I think you left around mid ninth class, ninth grade, and actually up till that point, should I say everything that I said in Odia, or should I just try to just think again?
You can do that. You can do this. You can do whatever.
Okay. So I think up until then, when both of us used to study together, be together, everything that happened was a very dual thing. So like anything gets bought for two. Exam fees need to be registered for some other exam, two of them, and everything happened in duality. So I think after you went, there was only stuff was only getting done for me. So there is independence, no waiting for the bus, only me, and go to the class, only me. So that entire twin thing disappeared, where the fascination of twins and all that thing, competition, comparison, not only competition, comparison, but like this entire twin thing, like doing together, that went away. So it became like a solo act from then on. mostly what I did, I was responsible for myself. In fact, after 11th and 12th grade, in 11th and 12th grade, I used to move around the city on my own. So that time
What
I
do you
just
do?
thought I used to go to Fiji, my junior college, but I used to just move around on my own. So come back home late, go somewhere else, sleep over. That happened more frequently in my 11th and 12th grade. So that was like some different sort of what do you say? Independence, I would say. What was independence? And that was there, yeah. And it was actually a lot more independence because even if I had a twin, and even in my 11th and 12th grade, I don't think I would have that much independence where I got that much independence as being a. I don't know. I just think about it.
Like what?
Uh,
Like what do you mean?
I don't know actually. I think if we two were together, we'd probably be sent off in like a cab or something. We'd be back in a cab. Everything would happen together.
Right.
So in a way, yeah, that way. And I got my own personal room. So you have a room for yourself. You're not sharing with someone. That's a different psychology. Um, that stuff happened. Yeah.
So how is that like having a room for yourself?
I'm responsible for my own stuff. I think when you were there, let's say you do some problem, we're doing a task, so you can do it, and I will take it over, or I'll ask you to do it sometimes, and I'll just take it, or I'll do it, I'll give it to you, or something. So in this
But like
case,
what
it's
do you mean?
just
Like give me an example if you remember.
maybe an assignment for that matter. Maybe an assignment or like a project, or like we're supposed to, like get something for the house or anything. I can ship off work to you that way. So that disappeared. So in a way, it felt like just being a single child.
How is
So
that like?
getting the focus on you. No, actually, the focus thing I would not say because it was not like before. There was like a lot of less focus on each. It was still the same individual focus there when we were twins to when we were not anymore. So that really didn't matter from the parental side. It's just that me as a person, I think I did stuff on my own only. Yeah. I think when you were there, we would probably work on something together. And when I'm here, I just do it alone. So it's just that two people became one person right now, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
How is your school life like?
Uh, so school was basically what? For the twins thing, it would be like two people going back, and then when they ask about you, they ask about me. When they ask about me, they ask about you. And that basically disappears. And it's always just me. So how much do you get? How much? Not how much he got, or like, so what's he up to? What are you guys doing? Actually, in the reason it does not matter so much is because probably in college, right, you shape up so much that you decide career paths, life choices, and all of that stuff. Whereas in 10th class is just okay, so you're just moving on to like science or commerce. That's like the major life decision that you take. So as such, when people question me, what are you gonna do? What he gonna do? That way, it's just that they start asking about you. That's it.
In which class?
10th.
I see. I see. Okay. But in 11th and 12th, they don't even know about me, right? So they would
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, yeah, right. That's just me.
Okay. Okay. What do you think about like the like independence for the other kids in like in our family?
The ones who've gone out to study on their own.
Yeah, or people who haven't maybe.
Okay. So there are two kids there, Roshan and Suzal. So it's good actually. I think they're going. In fact, Suzal is in a very, very good place right now. He's in this place called as Navodaya, which is a state-run school for April 12th, I think. Yeah. So it's a very premier thing, very respected, a lot of scholarships, a lot of mentoring, a lot of resources by the government, and it's a good place because now that he's staying independent, there's a lot of things that independence teaches you, right? So as a person,
Right.
you try to managing expenses to managing resources. You don't have that much. It's a cost of liberty versus uh, responsibility. So you have to take care of your own stuff. So you build that way, you grow that way, and that cannot be taught from a household. So our relatives are not so well off. So when they're not so well off, when they can't sustain themselves, when you send them off to a state-sponsored school, they're very well taken care of.
Hmm.
So in that sense, they grow more than what they were. They not in our case. In our case, that would be the opposite. We're very well fed, very resource rich at home. For our relatives, it's the opposite. When they go away to some sponsored place, it's where they're really very well taken care of. So that's what grows with them. So like Roshan, I don't know about Roshan much, but like say Suzal. So Suzal is his peers are much more talented right now than or like intelligent or more focused than what he had at home. That's going to bring about a big difference.
Okay.
And yeah, that's one thing.
Cool. Cool. Okay. Maybe I can tell you about my experiences when I
Yeah,
came here. Yeah, when I came here in like Sec 3 is like ninth grade. You know that, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's Sec 4, yeah.
Huh?
Sec 3, Sec 4.
Yeah, Sec 3, Sec 4. Yeah.
JC 1, JC 2.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, it was interesting because when I was leaving home, I wasn't really. I was actually very conflicted. Like half the time I was thinking I shouldn't leave home. Half the time I was like, yeah, I want to leave home, see something new. Uh, I wasn't actually sure that when I leave home, I would actually like develop better. I would like have more opportunity. I wasn't really sure of that because you don't know what else is there beyond you. I didn't really know. I just knew it was like something different, it's something prestigious. So I thought, yeah, I wanted to go to like another country. Actually, I didn't know much about Singapore, so I was kind of uncertain. But yeah, but when I went, I think it was interesting. Like I was homesick for like the first few weeks, but after that you realize that like there are so many people like you who are like like young students who are here for the first time. They're also homesick, so then you bond over that misery, and yeah, then you just get closer, and because everybody's young, no one's like yeah, everyone gets along. I think people get along when they're younger, like more easily. So then
Correct, yeah,
you,
correct.
so then like you have dinner with them every day or like lunch with them in school. So you go to school, do assignments with them. And it's like basically like a bigger group of friends that you spend a lot of time with. Like not like at home where you only see them either in school or you only see them at like home and you're playing with them or studying with them. But like here you do like a lot of things with them. So like
True, true. Yeah, that's a big difference. Yeah, you live with.
basically yeah, you live with them, right? Like you do
It's college, right? It's basically college.
exactly just like college, but like when you're young, everybody does the same thing. So no one has their own like. There's not that much individuality besides like you go to your own CCA for like 2 hours a week, 4 hours a week. Besides that, everyone's really doing the same thing. Everybody has to wake up early at the same time and go to bed at the same time. So it was very. I was like eased into living here very comfortably. And like I was also very fortunate that in my school, like all the Singaporeans as well, they didn't know each other before I came in, so that made it easier for me to like gel with them. But compared to like other peers, when they entered secondary school, because I entered in Sec 3, the Singaporeans already knew each other, so it was harder for them to break into the
Yeah,
Singapore
I guess
culture.
that makes sense. Yeah.
So I was very fortunate in that sense. Yeah, I think yeah. Then as as the years went by, as you made more friends, then you become less homesick. You call home less, and yeah, then you get really comfortable here, living here. Yeah.
That's nice.
Right. Okay, cool. I think that we are good.
Okay.
Do you have any
Nice.
questions on like what
What
we're
is it?
doing?
Yeah, yeah, what is it?
Should I explain or do you have any more? Don't have any more data collection, right? No time for that. Yeah. Who do you guys want? Do you want to speak as well? Or I just so like, can you guess what we were trying to? Why we had to like? Why we are videoing? Why I made you stand in a particular way and all that?
Basically, tell me one thing. Is it machine learning?
No, it's not.
Is it like some documentation project then?
Documentation project?
Yeah.
No. Documentation. What do you mean by that?
Like you're trying to collect like samples of all regional languages, and you're trying to see how to speak in English, Odia, all that stuff.
Yeah, related, definitely related. So like we definitely want to speak to bilinguals, people who speak more than one language,
Okay.
specifically Hindi, English, and Oriya.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're the one. Do you know I had another roommate called Shritam?
Yeah.
Yeah, I spoke to him as well, for example.
Okay. So there's not about anything to do with twins per se.
It is.
Was also twins? Is
Yeah.
Sridham also
But
twins?
Shritam's not a twin, but he's a control.
He's a what?
He's a control variable. Like, is there things that are different from like genetic factors that we are examining? And the only way to do that is to find someone who doesn't have any genetic similarity to me.
What?
So, for example, so the purpose of experiment is to study gestures, actually.
I didn't give that many gestures actually. Yeah, but okay.
Did you consciously not give gestures?
No.
Then why do you think you didn't give much gestures?
Because I was putting my hands in my pocket and I was more comfortable that way.
Okay. Okay, 1 second.